I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death nor known to life. Have withstood the pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome to the 12th review for Anime Movie Month. For this one, we are looking at Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Now, I'm going to be frank for just a moment and say this right now. This movie is part of a remake, part clip show, part re-release, and part cash grab for the Fate Stay Night series. Now, to start, we're going to mention who created this. Studio Dean. And if you've seen my Rurouni Kenshin Reflections review, you know I don't have a very high opinion of these guys at all. To be frank, I quite hate them, to be honest. Okay, not the people in it, but I do hate Studio Dean's animation work. A lot of their stuff is kind of crap. Examples would be Reflections for Rurouni Kenshin's third arc, third part, and animation-wise, Trust and Betrayal. I know they also do Higurashi and Fruits Basket, but since I've never seen either of them, and will not see one of them ever, I can never say anything about them, and my opinion of them is pretty low. The only work I really think they did well on was Fate Stay Night, and even that had its problems. But what do I think of this movie, then? I thought it was pretty good. Hell, even the animation. And I'm going to start off there. The animation is good compared to a lot of other works that I know from Studio Dean. Now, I can't deny and say that they're the best for this kind of stuff, and I really hope I don't have to see it again. But for a first run through, this was actually pretty decent. I just wish they would have come up with this kind of animation and the better kind sooner, because they really could have used it to alter my opinion of them. This one only just kind of adds to my annoyances with Studio Dean. Sorry, but I don't think I'll ever like them. As far as the character, then I'm going to go next to the characters, because I'm going to save my negative for last. The characters aren't exactly great. They're not Fate Zero. Actually, I'm going to be honest, I thought Fate Zero was better overall, but I have to say this one at least did pretty well with the characters. It didn't botch them completely. The only characters that I'm annoyed with are Kirei, due to his minimal role in the story, when he was actually pretty imposing in Fate Zero and Stay Night. What were you thinking, people? He could have been an even greater villain, especially to what he does. Spoiler, in Fate Zero. That was a missed opportunity, which unfortunately I think the movie overall went with. Some of the characters feel like missed opportunities, but they got some of the characters right down. Shinji's that right kind of asshole you just hate, and Shiro is, well, he's a dumbass. Sorry, but anyone who throws themselves in the line of battle like the Leroy Jenkins is really out for a beating, and he really gets it hard. I won't say he's the worst character, and to be honest, and I don't know what it says about me, but I kind of like Shiro. Sometimes. Sometimes I don't like him, but overall, he's not that bad. But my favorite character in this was Archer. He reminded me of kind of why I like Fate Zero, and that being he really was cynical, dark, and had his own agendas. And he reminded me of Kiritsugu, who was a really tragic character in that. Not gonna get into spoilers again, though. That's for your own leisure. Now to the problems. I think I've mentioned a little bit of missed opportunities, but I'm going to say this right now. The story is rushed. It's very rushed. I think there are a lot of plot points that I either skipped in this or just glanced over, which I think this would have benefited from being an OVA to establish those things. And yeah, I kind of wish that. Luckily, I don't think the story is bad, I just think it's rushed, and it could have benefited from being longer. Then we get into the one thing I don't like about this anime at all. The music. The problem with the music is one big problem. It's more forgettable than the series itself, and the series at times had really forgettable music to begin with. This is not a track I like, guys. Nothing at all from it. So, yeah, at least you can say that it's not that good. The one thing I'll give the sound, though, the dub is pretty good. This is another one. A lot of the original voice actors from Stay Night return, except for Kate Higgins as Saber. They get Michelle Ruff as Saber, who, I'll be kind of honest, does not fit the role. I thought Kari did a lot better in Fate Zero as Saber, and when I think of Saber and Stay Night, I think of Kate Higgins. Sorry to Michelle Ruff, I think she does a pretty good job in other anime. This is not one of them. Actually, the notable performance of the dub for me goes to Liam O'Brien as Archer. He also did a pretty good job in the series as Archer and as Karia in Zero. So there you have my notable opinion of that. And I think time to go to the conclusion. Overall, I actually thought this was a pretty good movie. Yeah, it's rushed. Yeah, it could have benefited from a little longerness. But overall, I really enjoyed it. And to be honest, I enjoyed it as much as the later episodes of Stay Night, which I really did enjoy. And the worst episodes of Zero. I don't think it ever excels past Zero, but I do think it gets past at least Stay Night. So I think this is a little better than Stay Night, but not as good as Zero. I highly recommend all three, though. And I think you would only really like Unlimited Blade Works if you were a fan of the Fate series previously. Otherwise, I think I'd skip this one. I give Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works a 7.5 out of 10. Well, it's not the best movie I've seen this month. It definitely is a pretty good one. And since I saw the Stay Night and Zero earlier, I think this really was a nice conclusion to this Fate Stay Night series. Or was it? Recently, there was a trailer for a remake of Fate Stay Night, and a full one at that. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really hoping they do the third route instead of redoing Fate or Unlimited Blade Works. I hope they do Heaven's Feel so I can actually see it. That's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and I will see you on December 29th for 5 centimeters per second. Prepare to get the tissue boxes. See you guys then.